What's up, Samurai? We are back as more. Finally, we are back. I'm sorry that it's been so long, not only since the last Trove Leviathan video, but just Trove as a whole. I kind of was taking a little bit of a break. I did feel quite burnt out after going for the Delves mount and all of that stuff. But most importantly, I got sick. I don't know what happened. It basically was like my mood was super duper down, and then over the past like 2 or 3 days I just got like really ill, and suddenly my low energy and my lack of enthusiasm that was keeping me from recording all made sense. It was like, oh, I have a summer cold, because basically here in Canada our weather just went whoop, and now it's starting to turn into winter and get like super cold and stuff, so we got like, you know, leave the window closed at night and blah blah blah. Anyways, I'm just saying that we're back now, and hopefully I can get back into the swing of things and get a good rhythm for our daily uploads and stuff. You know, I've still been doing the bare minimum, I would say, of uploading daily videos, but now we can get into, you know, more of the Leviathan series and a bunch of our videos that I got planned and so on and so forth. But anyways, today we're going to be using the Draco. Let me, you know what? Let me actually see. Do I have a good ring for... I mean, I guess I can use that, because I don't think I have a C4 magic ring, do I? Yeah, I might not. I guess we'll just be stuck using the Bard's one, because I'm not going to be using the crystal ring effect. I never do in these videos, and I'm sorry about that. I know that that's kind of weird. But a lot of you end up commenting about it, and I know that I don't use the crystal ring effect. So anyway, here's all of my stats and so on and so forth. Here's my gear, which is my face cam blocking. There we go. I'll kind of hover over all of my gems and stuff. I don't know why my UI is messing up as much as it is. I should also equip some food items. I mean, I have to go into hide because apparently a bunch of you guys are stalking me, which would be cool in any other circumstance. We'll use that as the subclass ability, and then otherwise, again, you can just pause the video. Now, another thing that I gotta mention is, first of all, we don't have a perfect class gem, obviously. It is a perfect class gem. I just didn't move it into crystal. I will eventually, but just because I like Draco so much. But then also all of that, still using Death Defying because I'm lazy. Okay, so let's go to hide mode and we'll go into U10. We're not gonna be fighting a U11 Leviathan or anything. There's not really any reason to do that. Another thing I wanted to mention in passing, by the way, is there a Leviathan nearby? It doesn't look like it. Crap. Unfortunately, there's a lot of other people in this world too, so I'm just gonna have to go for it and hope. But yeah, you guys might notice some changes with the visuals of the video and stuff. I'm messing with a lot of different settings and have actually been running into a lot of issues with my recording software behind the scenes. Not exactly sure why these issues are just suddenly coming up, but I guess, you know, I'll take the opportunity to talk about it in another video. For right now, I think that's a Leviathan over there, but it's already dead. Yeah, and there's a large group of people already going for it. So unfortunately, you know what that means? It means I gotta wait here for like 20 minutes for a new world to load up, so that I can then end up going into that world. Or, you know what? Maybe this is when we fight a U11 Leviathan. You know what would be amazing? Is if the Trove developers were able to add some sort of test arena, like test dummies or something like that. Or if the Forge, you know, the Meta Forge or whatever. I've never used it, so that's why I've never made a tutorial on it and I never talk about it. But that's where a lot of people will end up creating dungeons within the game, and then they get them added into the game and stuff like that because they submit them to the devs. But you know what would be great is if they didn't waste their time working on player titles and instead made it so that we could have like maybe a specific area where we could just spawn in any enemy that we wanted with whatever stats we wanted. Or even just like something like this, where it's like I could just spawn in a U10 equivalent Leviathan, so that I wouldn't have to sit here mashing enter world over and over again in the hopes that a new world has generated, so that I can go in and steal the Leviathan before everybody else does. Good Lord, dude. I've been sitting here for like 5 minutes. So for those of you that don't know, just a little PSA. The way that the worlds work in Trove is either when a world gets to max capacity, it'll generate a new one, or if the world has been open for a long enough period of time, it'll generate a new one. Unfortunately, it seems like I generated into this world, into this particular U10 instance, when it generated for everybody else. So now I gotta wait, like, I gotta wait a certain amount of time before a new one opens up. Oh. There we go. There's a new world and there's a new Leviathan. I gotta get there before everybody else does, but they're probably gonna be, yeah, they're in a mad dash to get there. We don't have the new Cosmic Dragon yet, so I can't get up this hill super duper quick, but I'm just gonna speed run it, guys. Unfortunately, we're gonna see a little bit of their damage fall off onto the Leviathan, but for the most part, this will be the best example that I can give you guys, just because unfortunately, I'm not going to try and fight other people to give me the Leviathan. I know I could just ask. And usually you guys are pretty nice about, you know, letting me actually do these showcases and stuff. But these are like, I don't know if they're random players or whatnot. And I got to get this video out to you guys in a timely manner. So it's like, whatever. I'm not trying to steal the Leviathan from them. Hopefully they still get here in time that they can get the loot. But yeah. So swapping over to your boy Draco. Draco is going to end up having insane survivability, but we're not going to be dealing god tier. Well, no, we actually do good damage, come to think of it. So you can see, not bad at all. Normally I would have opened up by going into my ult, of course. So that would have definitely increased our damage a lot. And I gotta be a little bit careful here because his secondary spin is what damages us like crazy. The thing about Draco and even Tomb Raiser that I absolutely love about them is that they're god tier invincible. And if I'm spamming my flask often enough, oh god, don't do it. I can actually go right into my ult from one into another, which is the ideal damage that we can possibly do. Okay, so these other players did end up joining. I'm not noticing, is that guy is he a Shadow Hunter without a class gem? A bunch of other people are here. Unfortunately, you can see the damage went a lot higher, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. If I'm gonna do a video for you guys, this is all we can really do. The big thing that I can say is with Draco, you're invincible, and that's the important thing. So that's going to be how you can quite easily solo Leviathans. The class is more ideal for delves, that's for sure, but generally speaking is still going to end up being a pretty decent boss killer. Not a great one by any means, just because of the you know, the damage that we output is not 100% ideal or anything like that. But most of all, again, the thing that I love about this character is he's invincible. Like, you just have so much survivability, especially if you have the star chart lifesteal ability. And you could see, like, we didn't have bad damage by any means. It just wasn't like good god tier damage or anything. And the whole thing is that the ideal you know, amount of damage focus or whatever you want to call it would be spamming our bombs constantly and probably not even using chromatic. Like, we could use, you know, I was using chromatic so I could use my ult over and over again, but it might be more beneficial to swap chromatic out for like an energy recharge emblem. I'm not 100% sure on that. Draco mains, you can comment down below if you think otherwise. Because my point being is it better to just constantly throw a barrage of bombs? But even so, we can only throw like 3 bombs before we're out of energy anyways. And the problem with Draco is that because he's one of the early bird classes in the game, you'll notice that there's a big issue with a lot of the earliest classes where certain animations will not be independent of one another. So I'm shooting my fire, and if I start throwing a bomb, that is stopping my damage of my fire, rather than him being able to just throw the bombs at the same time or just have them spawn in front of him regardless, which is something that I think a lot of classes kind of need as a bit of an overhaul. Draco doesn't really need it, but it would throw his damage over the top, and then he would actually be like top tier in terms of the damage. But that's just my feedback towards it. Anyways, good to be back, and hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Smash like, sub for more, buy the merch you want to support the channel, and have a wonderful day.